Live Army was shocked by Taehyung's shocking statement about Jungkook. What happened? Before we dive into this heart-stopping moment, welcome back to the channel. If you live and breathe BTS, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Trust me, you do not want to miss any of the stories, secrets, and revelations that I uncover here. Now, let's take a step back and rewind to the moment that sent shockwaves through ARMY. The live began like so many others. A quiet room, the familiar soft glow of ambient lighting, and Taehyung casually scrolling through comments while sipping what looked like a warm drink. His hair slightly messy, his voice calm, he had that effortless charm that only V can pull off. Fans were flooding the chat with purple hearts, inside jokes, and of course, questions about the members. Nothing unusual. Then, the moment happened. A fan's comment appeared on screen, asking about Jungkook. A simple question, almost routine: how is Jungkook doing these days? But instead of the playful or neutral response fans expected, Taehyung paused. His eyes flickered with something, a hesitation, a wait. He took a slow breath and, in a tone that felt almost too honest for a live broadcast, he said something that immediately sent ripples across the fandom. You know, Jungkook, sometimes I worry about him more than he knows. Silence. The chat exploded instantly, purple hearts turning into question marks and frantic typing. What did he mean? Was Jungkook okay? Was this a hint at something deeper happening behind the scenes? Taehyung leaned back in his chair, eyes thoughtful, as if he just realized the depth of what he'd said. And then, almost cryptically, he added. He carries a lot, more than people think. I just hope he remembers he doesn't have to carry it alone. That was it. No further explanation. He smiled softly and moved on to another comment, but the damage, or perhaps, the revelation, was done. In that single moment, ARMY's collective heart skipped a beat. Was this a rare crack in the otherwise perfectly polished image of BTS's brotherhood? Or was it a tender, protective moment from one brother to another, letting us glimpse the weight that comes with superstardom? The timing of Taehyung's words only added to the mystery. With BTS members focusing on individual activities during their chapter of solo projects and military enlistments, fans have been hyper-aware of every gesture, every cryptic message, every subtle signal that might reveal how the members are truly feeling. For Taehyung to voice concern, unprompted, about Jungkook suggested that there's a story behind the cameras that we're only beginning to understand. If we rewind the clock just a bit further, there have been subtle signs. Jungkook, the golden magne, has always carried immense pressure. He's the youngest, yet he often shoulders expectations that would crush even the most seasoned performers. He's not just a singer and dancer, he's a global icon, a role model, and at times, the emotional anchor of the group. Think back to the moments fans have noticed Jungkook staying quiet in group lives, staring off into the distance when the others are talking, or disappearing from the public eye for stretches of time. At the time, many ARMY chalked it up to introversion or needing rest, but Taehyung's words reframed everything. Could it be that behind the golden smile, Jungkook has been quietly struggling? And if so, how much have the other members noticed? What made the live even more unforgettable was ARMY's reaction. Within minutes, the clip of Taehyung's statement was circulating across Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Fans translated it, dissected it, and paired it with every moment in BTS history that could hint at Jungkook's hidden burdens. Some fans expressed worry, their tweets filled with virtual hugs and purple hearts for the youngest member. Others shared stories of how they, too, often put on a brave face while carrying heavy emotions, feeling an even deeper connection to Jungkook than ever before. There was one particular comment from a fan that went viral. Taehyung just reminded us that even the strongest people need someone to lean on. ARMY, let's make sure Jungkook knows he's never alone. But the mystery lingers. Why did Taehyung choose that moment, that simple fan question, to drop a statement so heavy with emotion? Was it a slip of the heart, or a subtle message meant to reach Jungkook himself? And how will this affect the way we see the dynamics within BTS going forward? One thing is certain, moments like this remind us that beneath the glittering stages, the sold-out stadiums, and the billions of streams, BTS are still human. They feel, they worry, and they care deeply for each other in ways that sometimes slip through the cracks during live broadcasts. And for Taehyung to share that sliver of truth, even unintentionally, pulled the curtain back just enough for ARMY to feel both protective and deeply moved. Yet, as with all things BTS, there's another layer, one that keeps fans awake at night, replaying the clip over and over. Because just before he changed the subject, Taehyung glanced directly into the camera and whispered something almost under his breath. Many fans caught it on replay, though the audio was faint. It sounded like, "I just hope he doesn't break." Soft dramatic music fades in, heartbeat sound effect rises. And that single sentence has left the fandom holding its breath. The weight of Taehyung's whispered words hung in the air like a storm cloud refusing to move. "I just hope he doesn't break." For ARMY, those words were more than just a casual comment, they were a cry from the heart of someone who knows Jungkook better than anyone else ever could. Because if there's one thing we've learned over the years, it's that BTS's strongest moments often come hand in hand with their most vulnerable. Fans immediately began to analyze everything. Twitter threads emerged dissecting Jungkook's recent appearances, trying to connect the dots. Clips of him zoning out during interviews, his quieter demeanor on certain lives, and even his late-night Weverse posts suddenly felt different. In hindsight, every little detail seemed to whisper a hidden story, a narrative only the members themselves truly understood. It wasn't the first time ARMY had glimpsed these shadows behind the spotlight. Years ago, during the Love Yourself era, BTS began opening up about mental health, the pressure of fame, and the expectations placed on their shoulders. Jungkook, despite his golden boy image, was never immune to that pressure. Remember the countless times he trained for hours on end, striving for perfection even when his body begged for rest? He was never just performing for the crowd, he was fighting to live up to a standard that perhaps no one but himself could see. So, ARMY, the next time you watch a BTS performance, remember this moment. Remember Taehyung's quiet worry, Jungkook's unseen burden, and the unspoken promise that, no matter how far apart they may seem, they will always be there for each other, and for us. And maybe, just maybe, that's the real message Taehyung wanted us to hear. If this moment moved you as much as it did me, leave a comment down below sharing your thoughts for Jungkook and Taehyung. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more deep dives into BTS's world, and as always, remember to purple yourself and those around you. Until next time, ARMY, stay kind, stay loving, and keep believing in the magic of BTS.